Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today guys, as usual, many updates, many stories for you. The market is moving, things are happening, and so we are ready to jump into it together. Because we need to talk about several things, let me put on here something more, just arrived on my phone. Because we need to discuss about several names, several situations. First of all, one of the news of the week, probably the most shocking news of the week, and it's about Ronald Araujo. Ronald Araujo is flying now to Liverpool. So the news is 100% confirmed, and Ronnie Araujo is now traveling on his way with his family and with his agents, arriving in Liverpool, medical test, contract signing, and then official announcement is coming for Ronnie Araujo as new Liverpool centre-back. I remind you the conditions of this exclusive news out of nowhere, an incredible news, and the conditions of this move are loan deal, salary fully covered by Liverpool, and then a buy option clause, not mandatory, for 55 million euros. So, Ronald Araujo, new Liverpool defender, and remember what I told you in the last video yesterday, there is a feeling at Liverpool he can cover centre-back position, of course, but also right back when needed. Then I want to return on Marcus Rashford, guys. I think this is a really important topic, a little bit underrated, maybe in the media these days, but Marcus Rashford has really strong chances to stay at Manchester United. I'm told unless a crazy bid arrives and has to be from a top club, because Rashford is not going to Saudi, Rashford is not going to Turkey, with all respect for these clubs. He's only going to top elite European clubs eventually. Otherwise, Marcus Rashford is more than happy to stay at Man United and to fight for his career in red. So at the moment, the possibilities of Rashford staying at Man United are serious, are concrete. The expectation is to have some more updates in the next hours, also in terms of club decisions, but this is the direction, and I think this is a really important update for Man United, because first of all, it means they are not looking for a player in that position, and second, a player like Rashford staying maybe a few months ago was completely unexpected. And I'm told every single day that Michael Carrick is pushing for this solution. Michael Carrick is really happy with Rashford to stay and would be really happy to welcome back Marcus Rashford. So Carrick is pushing for this solution. Today, Rashford back at Carrington, then traveling with the squad. So this is important. It means that between Rashford and Man United, something is changing, as I keep telling you since July. And so this is the direction of travel for one of the most important topics of the summer for Manchester United, after Barcelona decided at the end of May not to activate the buy option clause for Marcus Rashford. Staying in Manchester, in the next hours, very soon, Barcelona will present their new bid for Rodri. So Barca are coming with their new proposal. Barca remain absolutely super confident. Barca are working on it, player side. He's been very clear with Manchester City. Rodri told City, I want to go to Barcelona. And this is why Barca are super confident and convinced that they can reach a financial agreement with Manchester City quite soon for Rodri. So the deal is getting closer to the final stages. This is the feeling, waiting for the new bid, which is going to be sent very, very soon. Barcelona, very soon, matter of days, will negotiate also for Ferran Torres with Paris Saint-Germain. Club to club, a contact happened yesterday. So yesterday, Paris Saint-Germain officially informed Barcelona with the call, we have an agreement with your player. We have an agreement, obviously everything verbal, nothing signed, but we have an agreement with Ferran Torres. So after Ferran Torres telling Barcelona, now also Paris Saint-Germain told Barca, so the club is fully informed, and now they will negotiate with Paris Saint-Germain, trying to reach an agreement on terms for Ferran. So this is the case, this is the story. Ferran Torres expected to go to Paris Saint-Germain in this summer transfer window. On Barcelona, don't forget Joao Cancelo. Don't forget Joao Cancelo, because last night Joao Cancelo is posting on Instagram a story about his times at Barca, and this is a message. Joao Cancelo is back in training with Al Hilal because he wants to be respectful, because he's under contract, because he knows that it makes no sense to go to strike with the club, but at the same time, Cancelo has 1 year left on his contract, he wants to go to Barcelona, and the expectation, guys, is for this deal to happen. Barca are prepared to close the deal for Joao Cancelo, they have an agreement with the player via his agent Jorge Mendes, and Barca are working on the deal with Al Hilal. So, some days are still needed to reach financial agreement, but Barcelona are fully expected to sign Cancelo, and he's only considering to go to Barca. He's not hearing from other clubs, and so this is the direction. Joao Cancelo, for the third time, returning to Barcelona. This is the expectation for one of the players who did very well at Barca in the second part of last season. When we talk about Barcelona, and we also mentioned Manchester City, we think about Pep Guardiola, of course. And on Pep Guardiola, let me tell you something. Today, Paolo Maldini, who was new Italian Federation director, technical director. Then he left the job because he picked a coach, Andrea Pirlo, who was no longer available because of some problems with a betting company in Russia. But Paolo Maldini, in an interview today with Corriere, said, we almost had an agreement with Pep Guardiola. Pep to the Italian national team was almost done. Super close, and this is shocking. Imagine Pep Guardiola being the Italy national team head coach. Maldini said it was not a financial problem. Pep was prepared to accept the same salary as the last coach, Rino Gattuso. Then he said Pep was already preparing the lineup. Pep was already discussing how to play with the Italian national team players. So Pep was really tempted, almost ready, and so why the deal collapsed? Because Pep Guardiola feels tired. After 10 years at Manchester City, Pep Guardiola didn't want to proceed with a new job immediately, and so after seriously thinking about that, Paolo Maldini says he was very close to accepting the job. Now Pep Guardiola decides to stay with his family, to relax and take his job in the near future, but not imminently, with the Italian national team. And then guys, in the next hours, movements are expected on strikers. So, Romelu Lukaku. For Romelu Lukaku, agreement done. Fenerbahce, Lukaku with his agents. So the player said yes to Fenerbahce. The contract is ready. Romelu Lukaku spoke directly with Fenerbahce president in order to advance on this solution. So on player side, everything is agreed. Now are working on the agreement club to club with Napoli. The first bid has been made, around 6 million euros. Napoli want more. They ask more than 10 million euros. There is a feeling for a fee around 7-8 million euros with the Dons. They can close the deal, and Romelu Lukaku can be the next big name for Fenerbahce market. After signing Mason Greenwood, after investing to try and improve the squad, Fenerbahce are prepared to go also for Romelu Lukaku. Fenerbahce are prepared to close also the deal for Romelu Lukaku. So this is the deal, this is the direction for Fenerbahce. And then in the next hours, days, we will see also Dusan Vlahović deal will come to solution, because Besiktas are waiting for an answer as soon as possible from Dusan Vlahović. Besiktas have been in negotiation for 2 months. For Vlahović, and now waiting for him to decide. For Atletico Madrid is an option if Alexander Sorloth decides to leave the club and take one of the offers he has. So let's see what happens with Vlahović, but he could be one of the days in these final weeks of the window. Remember, Vlahović is available as a free agent. He left Juventus in June, and so Vlahović on a free would be for sure a big story. On this and much more, guys, I will keep you posted as every single day. Remember, guys, to let me know your opinion. Rashford staying at Man United or going? Ronny Araujo to Liverpool, and then Rodri deal, Ferran Torres deal, Cancelo back to Barca, Pep Guardiola. So where do you think is going to be his next job? And then Lukaku, Vlahović, everything here on the channel. Like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, and see you soon. Here as always. Thank you, guys.